Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, the patch notes for update 11.2 were released, which 11.2 is the beginning of the early access event for the Italian destroyers, a line that has been very long awaited in the game. And like I've mentioned earlier, it does really seem like they are speed running, fleshing out the Italian Navy. If you guys didn't catch my video earlier, I believe this week or later last week, we are also getting the Aquila, the Tier 8 Italian aircraft carrier, also presumably in the future. So again, really does seem like they are really just dumping new content into the Italian line, a line that very much deserves it. But anyway, in these update notes, we got the details on the early access event for the Italian destroyers. Again, keep in mind, this line has been long awaited for quite some time, and these destroyers, if you haven't been following along with these DDs and their development, these are essentially knife fighters, kind of Paulo Emilio-y, which is a Tier 9 premium Italian destroyer, which you will see footage of in the background. This is a freaking fantastic Paulo Emilio game that I had here. Essentially more of this, a lot of knife fighting, a lot of close-in engagements, except with these Techline ships, their guns are much better for fighting other DDs. The Paulo Emilio's guns, they're not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but they have a pretty low fire rate, and these Techline ships do not. I've ran across the Tier 10 before in my Khabarovsk and Kleber, and it is not a destroyer you want to meet in a dark alleyway in the middle of the night, because you won't have a DD by the time you get done with it. But listen to this. So early access, and link to this article will be in the description down below if you want to read this section as I read along. And you can also get a free day of premium time somewhere in this article if you want to grab that. Alright, so early access, the Tier 2 will be available for free daily bundles. You can obtain only one bundle per day out of a total of 12. The Tier 3 will be available via paid daily bundles. You can only obtain one bundle per day for 150 doubloons out of a total of 12, which that's also kind of strange. They're charging 150 dubs for a Tier 3 Techline ship. This is a ship that costs like, what, 2,000 XP? I don't remember the last time, because I normally just free XP through the Tier 3 ships because they're so just minuscule with their cost, so that's kind of odd. I mean, granted, 150 dubs isn't exactly a lot of dubs either. Okay, but the Turbine, the Mastrel, the Averi, the Luca Terrigo, and the Vittorio Sunaberti, I murdered all of that, I know, I'm sorry. They're all available via sequential bundles for Italian tokens. You can obtain as many as 4,700 Italian tokens for free. This will be enough to grab Luca Terrigo and a special camouflage for Vittorio Cunaberti. These free tokens can be earned in the following ways. 4,000 tokens by engaging in the Class of Courage event, which is an event that's going on with the Italian DDs. 200 tokens in free daily bundles. 500 tokens in exchange for community tokens. So that's great. You can get up to the Tier 7 completely for free. And then after that, you can, I'm assuming, I think there's Italian DD containers coming out with these ships. And in those containers are bundles like they did with the German battlecruiser event. You'll be able to presumably buy more tokens. Oh yeah, that literally just said it right here. You can also find Italian tokens in random bundles available in exchange for doubloons. With the release of update 11.4, all Italian tokens will be converted to credits at a rate of 1 token to 3,000 credits. And this is where it gets pricey. Adriatico is available via paid random bundles. We're offering 60 bundles for 1,000 doubloons each. Upon obtaining all available sequential bundles for Italian tokens, you will be able to acquire the Attilio Regulo in exchange for doubloons. So, 60 bundles for 1,000 doubloons each. Each bundle has a chance of dropping Adriatico, so you have a 1 in 60 chance of getting the Adriatico in paid bundles for 1,000 doubloons each. 60,000 doubloons in total if you want to get all the bundles, which statistically, some players that want the Adriatico, if they want it, they are going to have to do that. So, up to 60,000 doubloons for a Tier 9 Techline ship. This is a Techline ship. Now, I don't think they mention it here, but I'm pretty darn sure it doesn't normally come with the perma camo when you snatch it up in these bundles. So that's another, if you want the permacam at least, which with the way they're reorganizing the economy, you probably do. That's going to be another, shoot, what a tier 9 permacam was, 5,000, 6,000 doubloons on top of the 60,000 you might have to spend to get the Adriatico. And I despise these paid random bundles for early access ships. They're charging just completely insane numbers. Because, again, statistically, someone, if they want the Adriatico, will have to go all the way to 60 bundles to get it. 60,000 doubloons, that's $240 worth of doubloons. Now, if you're wondering, you can, if you convert your XP, that's 1.5 million XP worth of doubloons. One destroyer line, and again, we don't know the exact, I don't know if they've published them yet. We don't know the exact cost of the XP for these Italian DDs, but I'm sure it's nowhere near 1.5 million. Most destroyer lines are sitting around 600,000 XP for one line. So around 600,000 XP for one line. That's 2.4-ish lines worth of XP to get one tier 9 ship. This is the tier 9. See, this isn't even the tier 10. And keep in mind, the tier 10 on most lines is like 300 or 200 and something thousand XP. So you're paying to get to the tier 9. Then you have to pay for the tier 10 after you complete the sequential bundles with the other Italian DDs. And they don't mention, I'm scrolling down here to double check. Okay, they don't say exactly how much doubloons the tier 10 is going to be. It's ridiculous. I think the Jinan, or whatever the tier 10 Pan-Asian cruiser is right now, I think it's like 20-something thousand doubloons to get it after you get through the sequential bundles. I'm loading up the game right now to check. But while the game loads in the background, like, this is ridiculous. I hate these. I hate these so much because it pressures so much into that fear of missing out. And I know, it's really easy to say, well, it's an early access event. You do not have to partake in it, which is 100% true. And I would highly discourage anyone from spending any real money on Techline ships. Because after this patch and next patch, these ships are going to be free to get. Completely 100% free for everyone to grind. So why would you dump $240 into it? Now, I get it. They are the Italian DDs. They have been very, very, very highly anticipated. They look like they're going to be some really darn good DDs. I'm very excited for them. I love the Paulo Emilio, and they're just Paulo Emilio with guns. It's great. But it's absolutely not worth $240. Potentially. Now, I would say if you do want to, maybe throw a little cash at the event and maybe have a chance at picking up the tier 9. I would definitely not spend more than like $10 on this. Like, if you're going to get it in the first few crates, that from what we've seen with these early access events, it's normally fairly early on, like within, Janon's 20,000 doubloons. So I'd say it's a safe bet that the Regalo would be 20,000 doubloons as well. So you got to spend another almost $100 worth of doubloons if you want to get the tier tier 10 Italian DD. So $340 just about to get a complete line of Tech Line ships, when you will be able to, if you want to spend money on it, do that for literally under half the cost. Which again, it's utterly ridiculous. But yeah, I can throw $10 at it if you want to take a run at it. Which, you had the tier 4 to the tier 7 already through the tokens for free. Then you throw again $10 at it to get the last few tokens that you need to get to the Shuniberti, or the, however you say it, the tier 8. And then you can run around the tier 8 and definitely have a decent commander built up by that time. And then you've only spent $10 on the event. I think that would probably be the extent that I would spend on it, probably the extent that I will spend on it. I may see if, you might get lucky, it being the first 2 containers, which at that point, true, if you spend less than what you would normally spend converting XP to get the the tier 9, you are technically coming out ahead, but then you're also spending money on a tech line ship, which again, that's again a free ship. So I would not recommend you guys take any part in this. I hate that they've gone back on this. I've always hated these events like this. They're way too leading into that fear of missing out. It is an early access event. You can completely skip it, which again I do recommend you guys do. But yeah, pass on it, guys. Just wait for them to come out in 2 more patches and get these ships for free. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday, middle of the week, thank God. Hope you guys continue to have a wonderful week. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 35,000 subs, and I cannot think it gets enough for that. Again, hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.